Hello, beloveds. We are continuing on with our 20 days of live challenge. We just have a couple days left. Um, so we missed a few days. We did our 5-day free masterclass on Lightworkers Leveling Up. That was last week. And we didn't go live additionally because we were doing those lives. And then I just took a total break on Sunday and Monday. So the topic for today is perfectly imperfect, and how to embrace our imperfection and how to just allow ourselves to be good enough as we continue to move forward along the journey. So there are a whole lot of examples that I would offer you in regards to this process of leveling up, this process of evolution, this process of growth, and this process of steering our ship, the ship of our life, in the direction of our dreams. And the very first thing that I would mention is that your dreams are calling you. Your spirit is calling you forward. Your soul is calling you forward. The divine blueprint, the divine plan for your life has been written and encoded into your cellular matrix, into your DNA, into your energy body. And that calling whispers to you of the desires that you have, of how you want to spend your time, of what you want to become, and really what you want to serve. What do you want to serve to the world? What are your gifts that you bring here? So those are the things that are calling you forward. And we talked about at the very beginning of this live challenge, we were talking about the things that get in the way, and we're calling them the guardians at the gateway. And so one of the things, we mentioned a bunch of stuff, but today we're mentioning perfectionism. We're bringing perfectionism up, and also our own judgment about ourselves and our work as being not good enough, comparison with others. So it's really evident to me. How should I say this? I enjoy painting. I love to paint. Art is one of my favorite things to do. And I do not consider myself a master in any way of artistic expression. It's just something that I love to engage in, and I always have. I appreciate some of the artwork that has come through my being, and there are some pieces of artwork that are just horrendous. But every single piece of artwork that I've done has started out ugly, horribly ugly. And it's only through sort of the development of sitting. I wish I was like fast at painting. I wish I was really high skilled at painting, but I'm not yet. Even though I have been doing this for many, many years, I'm still not technically high skilled at painting. And so it takes me a really long time to do a painting. So it starts out with a sketch, it starts out with an idea, and then we throw some paint up on there, and then we look at it, and then generally it'll sit for weeks or months or sometimes years before it moves into the next phase and the next phase and the next phase. And each phase of this painting, each phase of this creation development is layered onto the one before it. And there's a long stretch from beginning to end where that painting moves through like, oh, this is really cool, to like, oh, that's really bad. I'm going to need to fix that. Oh, that's really cool. Like, oh, what did I do there? And how can I switch that? It's just horrible. So that's pretty consistent through all of the artwork that I've done in my life. Several years ago, I was um, a beloved friend of mine, actually a beloved family member of mine, was going through a rough time, and I invited him to paint with me. And he, having never painted before, he drew a sketch on the piece of paper or the canvas. And then he decided that it was horrible, it was ugly, and he was not good at this at all. And he quit, and he did not do anything more to the piece of artwork that he started creating. And I had to show him some of the artwork that I have done that is like in process. Because when we look at a painting, when we look at a piece of artwork, we see the final result. We see what the artist feels is complete. But what we don't see is the whole process of the creation and all of the ups and downs and all of the emotional ups and downs of interacting with the medium, interacting with our creation. And I'm talking about art here, but I'm talking about life here also in the bigger picture. I'm talking about life. Our life is our creation. Our spirit is infusing us, is animating through our body to create here in the physical world. And oftentimes we begin a project or we begin a creation or we begin a life direction only to discover at the very beginning that we're not very good at it. And we're certainly not as good at it as someone else that's been at it for 30 or 40 or 50 years. And so then we would judge our creation or judge where we are and desire to quit. It's not worth it. It's too hard. It's too difficult. And I'm no good at it anyway. This happens a lot. It happens a lot. And even myself, as I'm moving through these different phases of my life, as I'm up-leveling different experiences of my life, each time I enter into the focus of developing a new area or expanding a new area of my life, I meet the roadblocks. I meet the guardians at the gateway. I meet the self-doubt. I meet the pointlessness. I meet the procrastination. And then luckily, there's something within me that's driving me to do it anyways, to do it even though it's imperfect, to do it even though it's ugly, to do it even though I'm clumsy, to do it even though I'm flustering. Because, an example, because I want to do the thing, because it's my heart's calling. I mean, I've tried a whole bunch of other things that, like, I've tried guitar, I've tried violin, I've tried horseback riding, I've tried all of these other things that I wasn't very good at, and I did quit. But the difference in that was it wasn't a heart's calling, and the quitting was more in along the lines of, well, this area of my life actually really needs more of my focus right now. And I don't have the time, energy, or space to include a whole new training, learning a whole new thing when this is more passionate to me than that. Okay, so there's a difference, right? But when it is your passion, when it is your calling, your spirit is calling you, your spirit is pushing you, your spirit is guiding you into developing yourself into the next level of your evolution. And so I'm just coming on today to share with you, don't quit. Don't quit. You can stall. You can have a moment's respite. You can have a week on the couch binge eating Cheetos and watching Netflix. Have it, enjoy it, love yourself through it, even though there's lots of gnarly negative self-talk up there. Just love yourself through it and then decide to get back into the game. Learn the next thing, do the next thing, ask spirit to continue to guide you. What is the next step? What is the next step? At the very beginning of this month, I had a cold and it really messed up my head, like super foggy head. And there was so much to do in front of me, and the cold, the flu, the virus was making it so heavy and difficult to think. And I became a bit depressed. And this is why I have chosen to come online, because I asked Spirit, I was like, I don't know what to do to share with people about this amazing Awakening Your Light Body course. I don't know how to tell them that this is something that will shift and change their lives forever. This is an investment that they can make in their own self and their own self mastery that will completely transform who they are at their core, by allowing more of their spirit to animate through them, more of their spirit to guide them. So I don't know how to express this. And Spirit said, go live for 30 days or for 20 days. Go live for the next 20 days from now until the start of your course. Go live. Just do it. And I said, okay, that was the answer that came to me, dropped right in. Not in the moment of the asking, by the way, not in the moment of the asking, which is really important to understand. Oftentimes we go into meditation and we think we're going to get answers, but the meditation doesn't bring us the answers. The meditation sets up the space of receptivity, and the answers drop in when the energetic resonance is available for the answer, for the solution. When you get out of the way of the problem and you're in the waiting for the solution, it just drops in. So I've learned a lot doing these lives. I've pushed through a lot doing these lives, and I have come to the camera over and over and over again when I didn't feel like it, when I didn't want it, when I didn't feel as though I had anything to say, when I was still under the influence of the brain fog of the virus. And some of these videos, some of these lives have more to give than others, but they are all valuable because they are my process of walking forward through the fog of not knowing how to expand, of not knowing how to grow. So we hope that this inspires you. And we're going to do another one very similar to this